and sit down.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon. Odd jobs, hail to you. JP Roca, what is good? You are good. Everybody watching this is good. I am here to do an unboxing video with you, and I drug along my partner and cried, "What is up, Pastmaster Dan?" Hello, Mr. Die Job. What are you talking about? I think the color in my shirt is bringing out my facial hair more, Pastmaster Dan. Welcome to the show, my partner in crime, DT Dennis Turner, and he's looking through an art book, it looks like.
Whoa, hey everybody. Well, you know what I'm reading, right? Yeah, baby. I am reading my Perillo hardcover.
Nice.
Yeah, but since we came on, just got to check out. Just great artwork. I'm telling you, he should draw the new She-Hulk.
You know, it's amazing that those pages aren't stuck together yet.
How do you know they're not? By the way, he said die job. Maybe he meant day job.
Oh, yeah. Is that a Budweiser hat? Yes, it is. Look at that. I've told the story before, so I'll tell it again. What's up, Chuck? Didn't mean to say it like that, but hello. I'll tell the story again. So I got this hat. This hat has seen better days. Yes, it is Budweiser. That's a little bit of paint right there on it. Actually, nope. That is actually a little blood stain. Don't ask me how it got there. So this hat I got when I was about 17. I was 17. I grew up in Maryland. Marcus Kellegrew, hello. And I was driving up to see Clint Hilinski. Hello. How are you? Going to be unboxing your book. Dennis is upset because it's not in demand. How's he supposed to get it, Clint?
I can't believe I didn't. I go, I'm going to run out and see if I went into the mailbox and see if mine came. And then I'm like, nope. And I'm flipping through and I'm like, how is it that I did not get this one? So I went through it and it wasn't in my thing. So I says, well, I guess I'll have to get it on demand. But it's not in demand. So hopefully, Clint, on your next one, you'll have it. You'll include that as an option so I can get them both like I did with the Chenoo.
There you go. So real quick, back to the story. 17-year-old Andy driving up to Frostburg, Maryland. Frostburg, Maryland, if you know the shape of Maryland, Frostburg is right in like the panhandle, you could say, of Maryland. I grew up in the DC area. I'm driving up there to see my good buddy I've known since third grade. And I get up there, we meet up. He's 18, I'm 17. We stop at this convenience store and they had one of those machines with the claw things, you know? So for $1, I'm like, I want that hat. I love painter's caps. You know, it's just a painter's cap. I love painter's caps. Budweiser. I'm 17. I'm like, ooh, it's Budweiser. So it cost $1 to each time. Well, Dennis, let me tell you, about $10 later, this hat's mine.
I was going to guess 27, but you got it in 10.
I got it in 10. Clip says, yep, for sure. Badass that you have and use a hat from that long ago. You're damn right, man. I'm a dude. Us dudes don't get rid of anything.
Nope.
Past Master Dan says he's a bud man, but I don't think he's talking about this type. I wish it would have only cost me $250. So let's do this. Clint, if you would like, I can shoot you over a link if you want to pop in while I do the unboxing. Let me copy this to the old clipboard, and I'll send Clint the link. And if he would like, he can join in as I do the unboxing.
Oh, yeah. He said, yeah, for sure. So, bam.
All right. Link has been sent in Twitter. You pop on, and then I'll wait for you until you pop on. I'll show something else I got. It is odd. I still like Dennis in spite of the fact that he likes Marvel and the Packers. Well, it's true.
I know it's hard not to, but, you know, I grew up with Marvel.
And faster than the Flash. Hello, Clint.
Gentlemen.
Yes, welcome.
So before I get to the unboxing, I got something in the mail that is not Clint's book that I want to show you guys. It has something to do with my campaign.
Oh, sweet.
It is a stretch goal. I wanted to get a nice sample of it, and I've now placed an order for the Penumbra metal bookmarks.
Nice.
Oh, that is metal, baby. Oh, yeah. It can be used as a weapon.
Second deadliest weapon behind a spork.
That's right. This can be used. Hopefully the camera, there it is.
Oh, that's cool.
Look at that reflectiveness. Nice metal bookmark. So everybody that backs First Man will be getting one of these. This was was it the first or second? I don't know. It was a stretch goal, but I made it. It is nice and metal. You could cut somebody's artery with it. So
you know,
everybody will be getting one of these.
I bet that's how you got the blood stain on your hat. It was that
blood stain.
mark.
If we could DNA test this blood stain, we'd have to see if it's actually mine.
It could be OJ's.
Oh,
and
okay,
two,
Dexter.
I wonder if there's a way to DNA test that blood stain and see, one, if it's mine, and two, how old it is. I'm going to go with it's probably about 30 years old. So
anything that lands in your hat, you know, is going to be old because it's like nobody washes a hat. So
Nope.
Once it's there for good.
Once it falls apart, you get a new one.
So here we go. I'll do this. Nobody needs to see your address, but they can see the name.
It's a P.O. box, so no big deal.
Okay, there it is. Clint's it's a P.O. box, so when he goes to his P.O. box and he sees something there, he's probably ecstatic.
If there's ninjas around my P.O. box, I'll know somebody is really out to get me.
So there you go. Here it is. I got this. Like I said, and I was going to post the link because I always do, but it's not in demand. So
yeah, you'll see back cover. It's not in demand because I've got to get Slave Girl starts up in like just a month and a half, and then I've got 3 books planned for this year. So I'm just keep cranking them out. You can pick up some of the older books on the Blue Bombshell 2 will be later this year. So you'll be able to get 1 and 2 together at the same time.
Type Gemini. Oh, look at this. Clint does a little bubble wrap action. Take the bubble wrap off.
Condition. That's got to be at least a 9.8.
Look at that. There she is. And I totally forgot on the back, there's another book. What's this? What is this one again? I forgot what it was that I backed. I think it's a sketch
Pirate Queen.
Oh, okay.
And that's probably an ad for Pirate Queen on the back there.
Well, let's just open this up and see all the good stuff. First and foremost, oh my God, that's a hologram trading card, dude.
Those cards are sweet. They turned out really cool.
Is it lenticular?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yep.
It's got that feeling on it that I hate. You know how some people hate nails on a chalkboard? That just drives me up the wall. But
I love it.
Dude, that's nice. That is thick too.
Yeah, they turned out pretty cool. I was pretty happy with how they turned out.
Dude, that's sweet. We'll have to talk after. I need to.
Yeah, for sure. I'll get you the hookup. The guy's awesome, and I got him like super fast and really pretty cheap.
No, I got that. This is what I got, and because it's I don't care. I'm going to show it.
Yeah, I don't want to get your channel
Bombshell art book. Oh, wait, I got to cover.
Don't want to strike. No strikes.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
How do you like the feel of those?
Oh, I do. So I'm glad I got this. This is super cool. Very nice. See, I don't like looking through stuff totally. I'll show some people some stuff. Damn it.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
I just went right to a topless page. Damn it, there's another one.
There's some that aren't.
Okay, here we go.
The art book I crammed a lot of nudity into,
so there we go.
Lots of.
I love this guy's name. Well, first, yes, it is boobtacular. This guy caught me.
Oh, geez.
I said his name out loud once because I wasn't thinking about it, and I always like to shout people out. I said it once, and then I caught myself, and I was like, "You son of a
you bastard!
You got Bart Simpson."
So now I just say, "What's up, Mr. Ice? How are you? Thank you for joining the show."
Oh, that's a bad one because when you're running the show at the same time, you don't look quick. You just read the name off, and
I know.
That's awesome.
Somebody's too clever for his own good.
Dive into this. Well, here's another one that's fine to show.
Yeah, about 25% of that book is okay to show. The other 75.
Oh, cool. You got a little thing about coming 2022 Slave Girl from Planet X.
Yep, that's the next big deal for me is Slave Girl from Planet X in April.
Nice. Got a sneak preview of it. Very cool.
Yep,
There's lots of boobages in this.
Yeah, more sci-fi fun and hot chick adventure.
Loving sci-fi.
Let me just put this down so I can get to the main book. So here's the main goodie, blue bombshell, nice and thick. Look at that. How many pages is this again? I can't remember.
48 pages.
Nice.
So you basically get 2 full 22, 24-page comics in it. So.
Yep. In fact, going right to the right to where the staples go.
Yep.
That's where the second story starts. Look at that. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to reading this. This is cool, man. Campaign. I love it. That was on the campaign page.
Yeah. And it's a humorous book, and I've already got some responses from people that have gotten it already, and they thought it was funny. So it's always glad to hear you kind of actually accomplish what you're shooting for. I wanted kind of a fun, humorous superhero. I'm a huge fan of the old Wahaha Justice League, Kevin McGuire, Adam Hughes, J.M. DeMatteis, Kevin Giffen, Keith Giffen, all those guys. So I kind of that's a slight homage to some of that kind of era of superhero books.
Well, full frontal action too. Look at that.
Her costume is just it can't hold up to that super powered rack.
Nice. Oh, here you go.
Lots of action.
Past Master has an embossed cover with real nipple feel would be a hell of a print.
I might have to find the right printer for that. I'm pretty happy that I can just find a printer that'll do the nudie comics. But, real nipple feel, that would be an extra
that would be awesome.
Hey, Dennis, let's play Guess the Heroes on this page.
I can't. There's too many clothing. There's too
much clothing. But Dennis, your favorite is not represented, Dennis.
What do you mean she's not represented? She's literally right there.
That's Marvel Girl. That's not Phoenix. Well, this is
Can't
really
know
cool,
what
man.
to tell you.
I'm looking forward to reading this probably tomorrow night. Tonight, I'm going to go catch a movie with Dennis. I'm going to go see
Nice.
Death on the Nile.
Oh yeah,
But
Gal Gadot.
that's right.
Yeah, we were just having our debate: Gadot or Godot.
I've heard her pronounce it Gadot, so
Okay.
I'm sticking with the T.
Yes.
And then, or was it Army Hammer? He likes to eat his girlfriends or whatever. That was all that controversy about him.
Yep.
Yeah. Probably not something you should mention online.
Barry Cream, yes, please, says this is my kind of diversity. I agree.
Hell yeah.
See how I threw perk in there? We did. Oh, we did.
Something perked up your attention.
So did you watch the Super Bowl on Sunday there, Clint?
Yeah. It was a good game. The last, couple minutes when the refs decided to make sure the Rams won annoyed me. But up until then, it was a really good game. I was kind of pulling for the Bengals. I like Joe Burrow. Both teams played good, but the refs had to make up for that pass, that touchdown pass, right, coming right out of halftime. They're like, they had to have seen that, like, okay, we have to make a fix-it call, and yeah, they were gonna make sure the Rams got a touchdown there at the end, one way or the other. But I mean, the Bengals still had one more chance, and I mean, their offensive line has Swiss cheese all year, so it kind of was their Achilles heel. But good game. Glad none of those guys. Well, OBJ, I still haven't heard officially how bad his knee is, but
yeah, I hadn't either.
Yeah, I was glad.
He hurt before too, wasn't it?
It was the opposite knee of the one he hurt before.
Oh, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
I thought it was the same one.
Yeah, and that was the Cleveland game last year. So Cleveland's got it out for him. I mean, although this was a non-contact, but I was glad to see Stafford and Joe Burrow. Neither one of them were too serious, because both of them, like Stafford's ankle looked like it totally got rolled, and then Burrow looked like I was surprised when he came back out, because his knee looked bad. So
the look on his face.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if in the next few days it just comes out that both of them were obviously hurt worse than it showed. But it's the Super Bowl, man. You don't go, put the backup in.
Yeah, no way. Those guys weren't coming off the field unless they couldn't walk anymore.
They probably farved it. They probably got a big needle, put in the painkiller, tape it up, and I'm going back out unless my bones snap.
Yeah,
that's right.
But
Dennis, read this guy's name and read his chat for me, would you?
Mr. Ice said, "Can't wait for Slave Bureau, Clint."
No, he wants his whole name read.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and apparently they said he almost got Ethan on his.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we knew it was an ACL for sure. I assume he's talking about Odell.
Odell, yeah.
It was an ACL, not the other guys.
Yeah, the fact that he didn't come back at all makes you...
No.
But at least he won and he scored a touchdown. So, he contributed, and I'm sure he would have liked to have been the whole game. But
now, who do you think should have got the MVP? Do you think it should have been Kupp? Do you think it should have been Darnold? Or do you think it should have been
I think the biggest argument was for what's-his-face, the defensive lineman.
Darnold.
But,
Darnold.
Yeah, like, Kupp saved them in the second half. Like, once OBJ went out, like, they're double covering Kupp, and he still managed to break free, get the touchdowns to put him ahead. Aaron Donald was like, he got the sack at the end, but overall, like, as bad as Cincy's defense was, or offensive line was, like, they slowed him down at least enough for. Cincy was close to winning that game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say Kupp was the right choice. He's just too humble to, like, everybody just kind of overlooks him, It's like, dude's like broke every receiving record this year. He's the best player in the league. He got the offensive player of the year. So yeah, I'd say Kupp for sure.
Yeah.
At least it was a good game.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I didn't hate either team. All I wanted was to make sure that Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers got no sniff of the Super Bowl. So once the 49ers took them out, I was very happy.
Oh, damn. You do know Dennis is a Green Bay fan.
Of course he does. Yeah, Vikings. We know. We know.
We know.
Well, at least you're still in company with the Bengals. Still 0-4?
No Super Bowls. Yep. No, I know. I'm well aware.
I mean, they even went out and got Brett Favre from us to try and get one, and
I know that was the year that year hurt, because that was the year we had it, and the Saints just basically, that was the Bounty Gate game that Sean Payton got suspended for. Yeah, if we could have played the Saints in Minnesota that year instead of New Orleans, that would have been a Vikings Super Bowl year. That was a really good team.
That was really Favre's one of his best years.
It was so much fun being a Vikings fan that year and watching Favre pull off the last second wins and stuff. It was like that was a ton of fun. That's what it must be like for a fan who got a good team to root for every year.
Yeah, it's half my family's from up in Minnesota, so I do have a lot of Vikings fans in my family. So it's fun every year.
Oh yeah, it's all fun. Folks.
It's way more fun than than Cowboy fans.
Oh,
that's just easy pickings.
We just can't do a stream where Dennis can't throw some cowboy barb at me.
Did I not during the Super Bowl? Did I not play it really nice and not jab you all the time like I could have? Yes,
you could have.
Well, and speaking of hand-me-downs, you got a hand-me-down coach there. So I mean, I've got a lot of faith in good old and I'm gonna forget his name now, the ex Green Bay coach McCarthy. Yeah, yikes.
I say Cowboys, give him one more year.
Yeah,
his first year didn't do great. Second year got him to the playoffs. He gets one more year. If it doesn't go anywhere, shit can him and see if Peyton is still available and get Sean Payton.
I think Sean Payton's just waiting over in the wings and going to take a vacation year this year and chillax. And I'm guessing more than likely he's going to be the Cowboys coach after this year. It makes too much sense.
I would not mind that.
Well, they had to go a different direction after Garrett.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that was just every year.
And Jerry's not going to have a head coach that's going to run the whole show. Jerry's going to want to stick his fingers in it. He's too hands-on. So,
and that's the mistake.
Yeah, McCarthy works for him because he can kind of control McCarthy, and that's what he likes. So, but hey, if you spend whatever $1 billion to have an NFL franchise, you kind of want to. You could be a Giants.
I wish Paterzo was on this one.
I know.
The Giants have run themselves into the ground.
Well, look at it like this. The Rams won a Super Bowl. Last one was 1999. It just shows that Dallas is so due for next year because, it's been a long time.
Yep.
Maybe, I have
25 years.
I have a theory. Maybe Dallas is waiting for next year's not the 25th anniversary. Wouldn't be the 25th anniversary, would it?
Wasn't it 96?
I thought it was 96 was the last one.
Yeah, so
I don't know. My mind doesn't go back that far.
Well, I'm thinking maybe they're just planning a big 30th anniversary blowout.
Maybe. Wishful thinking.
By blowout, you mean an 0-17 season?
No. Danky Frankie, is there going to be a CG King show tonight? Danky, I don't know. We did postpone it last night because a bunch of us, with it being Valentine's Day, had other plans and stuff. I don't know if it's just postponed until next week and we pick it up as usual, or if they're going to do it tonight. If they do it tonight, I wish them the best, but I already have plans that we made, Dennis, my daughter, and I made for the movie over the weekend. So I'm not going to be able to be on it, but just stay on the lookout and, subscribe to Ethan's channel so you know if there is. Mr. Ice Baby, would you ever do tutorials on, anything, maybe heads, proportions, anatomy? I could do that. I also do one-on-one lessons where basically I either do them for 1 hour or 2 hours. It's 50 for an hour or 100 for 2 hours. I send you the StreamYard link we don't live broadcast it. We just I just record it, and then when the hour or two is up, I send you the video file and whatever. I do digital drawing, so I share my screen and I draw in a digital program, and I send you that PSD file as well, along with, like I said, the video, so you can always go back and reference it. So I do private stuff like that. Is there a pontificator show tonight? That's a very good question. I don't know. That is true, though. I forgot. Art does that on Tuesday. So there might be. I'm not exactly sure.
Wednesday night's pontificator. So
is it Wednesday? I thought it was Tuesday.
No,
okay.
Wednesday's on Art's channel. I'm usually on that one. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't have one last week, but we are going tomorrow for sure. So.
Oh, okay. Do you teach us how to draw? I mean, so I've done a couple of these. Let's see. I would love to see you critique aspiring comic artist pages. So I've done a few of these. I did one with AJ Tom, who is usually in the chat, but I know he does have a day job. So that's probably why he's not here. But I did one with him recently. And he inked a drawing over me. So I went over his drawing for an hour and using Manga Studio, Clip Studio to show him some inking techniques over what he did over my art. And then there was another gentleman who did the 2 hours, and he had 4 penciled sample pages. And I went through each of his sample pages in Sketchbook Pro, which is the drawing program I use, when I did another layer over top of his art. And I just drew over top of his stuff, showing him where he can make improvements and stuff. I did that for a couple hours. So yeah, you can always hit me up on Twitter, or you can email me through my website, andysmithart.com, and find out that way. HyperGuyU is in the house. What is up? Eddie's Gaming 986. Hello. And Marcus says 50 for an hour is a good price. Well, I want to make it affordable. There was nothing like that available when I was coming up.
No doubt.
And
that's
I
very
just
cool.
think it would have been great. You can hit me up through there. Joe Bernardo, hello. So yeah. So later, at some point this week, I'm going to come back on. I drew this Prime live last week on my channel. So at some point, I'm going to come back on and get out my brush and slap some ink on this bad boy live as well. But today was all about unboxing, once again, Mr. Hilinski's Mayhem Comics, the Blue Bombshell. That's what I want to show you guys. Really cool book. Definitely back Clint's stuff. Follow him on Twitter so you know when he posts new campaigns and stuff.
More boxes.
He's got a couple going out today.
Oh, yeah. So you are going to include that as an option on your next one, right? To get both books?
Yeah, Slave Girl's coming out. I'll probably put an option in there to pick up Blue Bombshell #1, and then for sure Blue Bombshell #2 I'll probably be running in the fall, and for sure you'll be able to get it in that. But I'll probably do it in Slave Girl too, just so if people want to get it sooner they can. It's easy enough to throw that in as an option and do another printing for it. So
that would be awesome.
Mayhem Comics is the name of Hyper Kaiju's local comic shop.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
What's up, the Beam Pad? Hello. Charlie's London. Hello, Charlie's. How are you? It is nighttime where you are. Charlie's, we haven't talked in forever. Would you like to come on real quick? If so, I can send you the link. I'll just do it anyhow. Then if you pop in, great. Dennis, you can share any chats while I do this.
Yeah, actually, Joe just popped one up. Clint, you seem to be drawing better JS style than J. Scott does sometimes.
I wouldn't go that far, but I do love me some J. Scott Campbell. I've been a huge fan of his since he showed up. So I've studied his style backwards and forwards, and for hot chicks, there's nobody better out there than J. Scott Campbell. So heavily influenced.
Way to throw Adam Hughes under the bus, Clint.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to say right there, my boy Perillo does a really nice job.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, no, I mean, there's a
compare him
handful of
any
guys
day.
out there that are the best.
But I do love J. Scott Campbell.
Who are my
Clint, this one's
favorite?
for you from Mr. Ice.
My favorite comic book characters. You might be able to tell from I loved Blue Beetle and Booster Gold in the old JLA. Like, I loved that interaction between those guys. It was like, it was a little bit like Wonder Man and the Beast of the old Avengers, like two buddies that were like superheroes that just happened to be superheroes. So always a huge fan of those guys.
There you go.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take a quarter of that J. Scott Campbell money.
Yeah, right. Jorge Jimenez, man. Jorge Jimenez is a guy that.
Oh, dude, he's like
art I follow. He is awesome.
He's one of the.
I just wish he wasn't all digital.
Yeah.
Oh, he's all digital?
Jorge, as far as I know, he's all digital,
Okay.
so the's no originals to buy, so it kind of sucks.
Yeah. All the effects he does in his inking and stuff, it's pretty sure it's all digital. But man, he's brimming with talent. He's probably one of the newer guys out there that's just like, you can't help but check his new stuff out.
Yeah. And Hyper says Frank Cho too. Can't argue with that.
Send you the link, Charlie's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Frank Cho. You can't go wrong with Frank.
Everybody's naming all my favorite artists here: Frank Cho, Adam Hughes, J. Scott Campbell. Love those guys.
Art Germ. I'm an Art Germ fan. I do like his styling on it.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that?
Art Germ.
He does that painted style.
Yeah. No originals there either.
No, probably not.
In Jimenez's recent Batman work, there was a scene where Harley Quinn and Punchline are wrestling in the mud. Whoa.
That sounds all right.
Yeah.
I don't think he even finished Wildsiders, did he?
No, I've got all the Wildsiders stuff he did. He did, I think, 2 issues of it and kind of gave up. I don't think it hit the sales numbers that Gen 13 had hit before, or Danger Girl, and I think he kind of scrapped it.
Yeah, I like Mark's stuff as well. Yeah, that's too bad. Seeing stuff that never gets finished. Well, it's like when Image did Image United.
Yeah.
And what is it? A zero issue, and I think 1, 2, and 3, so 4 tops. And I think it was only supposed to be 6 anyhow, and it's just like, oh.
And it's all like always your favorite artists too. Like Travis Charest is another one of my favorite artists.
Oh yeah.
And his Wildcats run, that second run with Scott Lobdell. And I mean, he just couldn't keep up a monthly pace. But God, some of that art was just so gorgeous. So
Charlie hasn't got the link yet.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. I thought I sent it to her. Hold on. Oh, let me do it again.
AAT all the way.
There it is. No pun intended here, but sorry, Charlie's. I forgot to hit send. I popped it in, and I forgot to hit the stupid arrow next to it.
Oh,
so,
it's a technical error. It's one of the ID10T errors.
That's right. No, it's funny. People do run Bagley down, but I like Mark's stuff. If I remember correctly, he won the freaking
that's
contest. What's up, Charlie's?
Hello.
Hey, have you met Dennis? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
No, we have not met.
Okay, yeah, because I know one time we want to have you on our show, but we do it at 5 in the afternoon, which is later for you. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm so much more flexible to this week because we're on school holiday. So I've literally just finished streaming on my own channel with Peter Sametti. So, so I was just sitting here, and I was like, oh, you're live. So I thought I'll come and say hello, and the rest is history. I'm here. So
2 great books by Charlie's right here. Her, of course, Charlie's London about Mr. Chaplin, and then of Charlie and Stan. This was great. I never knew any of this, by the way. Yeah, I had no idea. I assumed that they were friends because of the time period and stuff, but I didn't know any backstory behind him and Stan. So that was cool.
Yeah, not many people do. And the problem was I had a very specific page count for the main book. So we knew that to put that story in might skew the timeline. So we was like, well, we'll do it as a one shot, like an add-on. and it's done amazing. Like, it's sold so many on the campaign because people have said, like you did, we didn't know they were friends. Like, when did this?
Yeah.
And what's really interesting about that story is you realise that Stan Laurel desperately wanted a partner,
Yes,
to be a double act, and yet we know he goes on to be one of the most famous double acts in history. And
Yep.
Chaplin didn't want a double act, which is why he goes on and then he works on his own and he's very independent. And it's just a really great. It was too good to leave out, but we was like, how are we going to put it in? And then it just worked. It just worked like that. It's such a good story. And what I love about that story is, and I think people think I'm a bit of a Chaplin fangirl. I'm not. He just really interests me. He was an absolute asshole at times in his life, right?
Right.
And I think that story shows where he was an absolute asshole. So the fact that I've wrote something so honest about him, showing him totally warts and all, I think surprised a lot of people because, not to give it away to anyone that hasn't got it yet, or obviously, Andy, you know what I'm talking about, but he does something to Stan Laurel in that story, which does paint him to be a right prick.
Well, I was actually going to bring it up, but we won't spoil it. But yeah, no, what you're talking about, I was like, I mean, there's just no way to explain. I'll tell Dennis later, or I'll tell you guys off the stream. But yeah, I was like, wow, that's pretty effed up.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not scandalous, but let's just say that in the frame of a creative art form, it's a little bit like, oh my God, you are not actually being very nice right now. But I think it shocked people because I think they thought this was going to be all sugar coated and it was going to be me saying how amazing he was and all this stuff. But it's even the main book, it's brutal in places. You realise that he went through some really horrible crap, and it not only painted him, but I think it caused him problems because later in life with all the Chaplin's a communist stuff, I think the problem was he had such a hard life and wanted everybody to have an equal crack at the whip. He genuinely thought that's what the American dream was, but he didn't realise that with the way he was brought up over here, and I'd say even our conservative is more center right than like the Republicans are in the States. Like, if you compare the English and American political systems, it's really interesting. And I think that his idea of maybe the American dream wasn't the idea of the American dream, and it was more towards the idea of what was the Red Scare at the time than he anticipated. And I think he was such a stubborn a-hole, and he wouldn't let anybody tell him what was right and what was wrong. He created a rod, not only that rod for his own back, but it literally beat him to death. And I think that's the fairest way of putting it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a great book. What's is it? Wait, hold on here. Danky says everyone is an a-hole sometimes. Oh, by the way, it is still on demand, so there's the link. If you haven't got it yet, go get it. So yeah, Danky says everyone's an a-hole sometimes. And Hyper Kaiju is 100% correct, except for me. Now, when it comes to the Dennis and Andy show, I've got to deal with Sleeveless Dennis's a-holeness all the time. I mean, he walks into my office, he just runs roughshod over this place on Wednesdays, starts pulling the table out to set up his computer and stuff, throws my shit on the ground, has no care for anything.
I laughed so hard, my tribbles just started tribbling over there.
I believe it.
But yeah, I mean, so we're getting with. I'm very well, thank you. Is it I Swallow come? Thank you.
Don't say that out loud.
Oh! He did get somebody today.
He got me the first time.
Everyone can be an asshole sometimes, yeah?
He got me.
Oh, there's a lot of that.
He got me like a week and a half ago. I just popped it up there, read it, and then read his question out. And then I was like, wait a second. Oh. So.
This is what happens when I don't stream for ages. I fall out of
you don't remember to put your defenses up right away.
Oh, dearie me. It's totally fine. It's all in
Mr. Ice got us.
It's
so
all in humor.
How is John doing?
I'm used to it, Andy. I'm a teacher. I'm used to dealing with this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I was saying to Peter Sametti on my stream that I went in with my haircut because I've had my hair all chopped off, and I went into school and like one of the kids went, "Oh, don't eat an apple, miss. You know how that turned out." Because apparently I look like Snow White now. So, and I was just like, "You little." Back to you, everyone can be an a-hole sometimes, so it's totally fine. It's not.
What grades do you teach?
I teach 11 to 18-year-olds.
Oh, okay.
So that's like all of what we class as secondary school here. And I like the really, really little ones, so the 11 and 12-year-olds, and then I like these 16-year-olds upwards because they're so much easier to teach at those two age brackets. The ones in the middle,
yep.
Let's just remember that one. But yeah, just quickly, one point going back to the book. So we're fulfilling, I'm literally finishing fulfillment like this week. I've actually getting it all done. And then going to have a couple of months collaborate. I can't talk now. Getting my stuff together. Let's just put it that way. And then going to be launching. I'm still playing around with the dates. See, I want to launch on a date that's really significant because I did that with the first one. And I want to, so I was like, April the 16th, quite close. That's his birthday. It's a Saturday. It's a nice time to stream. But then I realized this book's looking at his interwar years. So it goes from 1921 to 1941. So I'm like, but the 8th of May, which is VE Day, is a Sunday. And wouldn't that be a better day? So I'm just sort of, do I launch the mailing list on his birthday and then launch the book on the 8th of May? So I think I'm going to do that. But the incredible thing, which I'm now allowed to talk about, and I can't believe someone like me with a massive gob didn't shout this out from the rooftops before, but Graham Nolan is doing a cover for book 2.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Oh,
that is awesome.
So I'm very, very, I've got some ideas in my head I want to send to him, like things I've seen that I think would work really well. So yeah, that's going to be mental to have Graham on board.
We had the same artist for the inside?
The same artist for the inside. So Mickey's back for book 2. I've been talking to him about what's going on. He's really excited to start. He's very, very good, Mickey. So he likes to just know, like, what's the time scale? When he blocks me out, and I know that's what people keep saying to me. I'm not taking your money now, though, till the book's released. And who else have we got? So Carl Stefan is back to do a cover again. I haven't formulated everybody, because the thing is, it's all right you reaching out to people and going, what would you like to work on my campaign? But everyone's doing their own. So not everyone can fit you in, because everybody's doing their own. And that's how it should be. You should be, that's what we're here for. So, yeah, it's going to be mad. It's definitely going to be, this is going to be the hardest book to write, because it's looking at what is the most scandalous point of his career. So I have to handle it with a lot of dignity and respect, but also tell the right story. And I'm not going to shy away from talking about things that, are going to be necessarily controversial, because you have to. But the one great thing is, like, they already know where I'm going with book 2, and they've okayed it in principle anyway. They just want to see the final script. So I'm really not that worried. But it does end with the speech from the great dictator, because I am allowed to use that. Believe it or not, that's got its own license. That speech has its own license. So I had to get an extra thing put into the contract in order to say that I can use it. So it's a little bit, it's all great. It's all mad and it's all go, but I am excited. I'm really excited. Cool. So yeah, but anyway, I didn't come on here to just talk about my.
No. It's all good. We're just shooting the shit. I already did the unboxing of, once again, so everybody can see it, the blue bombshell. And I debuted, for some people that just joined, my metallic bookmark of the ever lovely Penumbra. So this is I got this from the guy, so I just placed my order for these bad boys. So everybody that backed it will get the nice metal bookmark that comes in its own protective sleeve, so you don't cut yourself, because it's sharp. It's a weapon and a bookmark. So
What's who gets that one on your campaign, Andy?
Everybody.
Nice.
That's
I was going to say, so where you're at, you're not allowed to own guns, but you could carry this in your purse, and if you ever needed to on the lovely streets of London, you could just
decapitate somebody with a bookmark.
You can't go anywhere in London without getting stabbed anyway. So
And you're a teacher, so like they would expect you to have a bookmark, so they wouldn't take it away from you. So like, you know, if the school gets like held up by terrorists, you just have that bookmark out.
All I'm going to say is if Andy suddenly loses his channel now, Andy, you're more than welcome on mine at any time.
Oh, I doubt it. Let's see. First, I'm going out of order. Andy, will that bookmark be allowed on planes? Well, it is metal, but I believe so. You can test it out.
The metal detector.
If TSA throws you in the back and beats you up, let me know. Joe does have a question for you, Charlize. What's the reception in England of your book? Do you know? Yeah. Besides, obviously, the Chaplin estate, but I assume you had a good amount of backers over there. So
I haven't. I can honestly say that everybody has been they've been so cool about it. They've given it really, really good reviews. The one thing that keeps coming up, which makes me laugh, is they go, "Are you sure this is your first book?"
No,
and I'm like,
it's really well done. So
that's nice to hear.
I had a good team.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you put together a good team. It came out great. And, you know, I think I told you one time before that because I don't like reading books with no pictures, I like biographies like that. I can learn a little bit and look at great artwork at the same time. So.
And you can't, I mean, there's one thing I will say. I wish I could turn around and say to people that I was the artist on that book. Sadly, I'm not. But the artist, I mean, actually, that's a really good point. The one thing that people keep coming back to me now, I was scared about people getting it. I was scared about people getting it who, you know, were not sure about backing it or you know, thought, is this a bit of a weird concept for a comic? The ones that I was the most scared about was the real diehard Chaplin fans, because if there was anything wrong, they'd be like, "Oh, well, on page 48, you make a reference of this," you know. And I haven't had any of that. In fact, the one of my friends, Phil, I'll give him a shout out, who he's so knowledgeable that he's actually been able to find people that appear like as extras in the backs of films and give them credits because he's researched that intent.
Oh, wow.
So when he got it, I was a little bit like, waiting on this, and he actually said, "Oh, thank God your artist didn't make him look like Hitler." And I was like, I was thinking that's actually a massive compliment, because that's the one thing people sadly end up doing. Like if you look at statues of him, even ones that have been officially licensed, you always look at them and go, "Really? Mm-hmm. Is that really official?" So I was really, really. So Joe said something interesting. I have actually found out who his agent is, and I am actually going to have an incredible amount of balls and just send it.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was actually going to say, if you find out who the agent is, I tell my daughter this all the time. And somebody told me this years ago, long time ago. But there's only two things that can happen, really. You send it to the agent. The one cool thing is he gets it, and you find out he got it. And then the only other thing is you just mailed something off and you never hear anything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you might as well mail it off to the agent, you know, care of blah, 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 to Robert Downey Jr. And you know what? If he gets it and, you know, you get it, even if, could you imagine if he got it and he just did like a tweet or something?
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
Can you, I mean, that is mental. I mean, the funny thing is, this is a true story. So Chaplin's official biographer was the one who did the script for the Robert Downey Jr. film. Oh, okay. And then one particular time I was at dinner with him, we were at a silent film festival, and he was actually on the phone and he was chatting away and he was talking to this guy and he said, "Oh, say hello to my friend." And I went, "Oh, hello." And then I was gone. Like, he just took the phone away from me. And then he was like, "Oh, congratulations." And I was like, to this guy, and I was like, "Oh, whatever." And then because David talks to so many people, and because he's 92 and been around in the industry forever, he literally knows everybody. And to him, they're ordinary people because he's known them for so long. But for you and me, we'd be a bit like, oh my God, it's so-and-so. Well, when he got off the phone, he was like, oh, that's Robert. His wife's having their second baby. And I was like, okay, you're talking to me as if I know these people, David. You'd have to give some background information. And he went, oh, it's Robert Downey Jr. And I was like, wow. You just got me on you just passed the phone over and went, hello, and then passed the phone back again. And it was when he announced the birth of his second child. And he put it on Twitter within hours later. And I was like, Jesus Christ. But it's because David got to know him really well making the film Chaplin, and he just sees him as this boy that he, you know.
Is David somebody that you can just like, do you still have his contact info and stuff? Because I mean, my first thought would be screw the agent. Hey, David, could you send this to Robert for me?
Yeah, I speak to him all the time. In fact, if you
just have that dude send it to Robert.
Well, the reason why I didn't was because I was like, I didn't want to seem like I was taking liberties because he is a friend of mine. So I sort of went, I'm going to go through the official channel. So I thought I'll find his agent out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in my mind, liberties would be if you literally, and I'm being serious, to me, it would be, you would be taking liberties if you were like, oh, David, and besides sending this to him, could you do X, Y, and Z? But if you're just saying, look, I just want you to send it to him, that's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to talk to him or anything. I would just like to know for a fact he gets a copy. And I'm afraid if I go through his agent, it'll just end up in oh, isn't that nice, Chuck? You know what I mean?
He's in fact, David's a big inspiration for this book because it's his book. Because the two books I used was His Life and Art, which is David's book, and Chaplin's own autobiography. And then if you actually look, the pages towards the end where, I mean, this isn't giving a spoiler away at all, when they actually go to the premiere of Limelight, because it starts at the beginning of the, you know, them going to England for it. I actually found a film of David meeting another famous actress, and I can't remember her name now. Who was the one with the wire coat hangers? Oh, what was her name? The one that she was obsessed with.
Mommy Dearest.
Yeah. What was her
name? Was it Faye Dunaway who played her?
Yeah, but who was the real actress? The old actress that
Joan Crawford.
That's it.
Joan Crawford. Yeah.
In this film that we found was David interviewing Joan Crawford in the 50s, and I actually gave the footage to my artist Mickey, and he actually got. If you look at that page, you'll see David talking to Chaplin as David looked in the 40s and 50s, because he actually did meet Chaplin at the premiere of Limelight. That's where they first met. So I actually had him put in the book, and I sent him a copy, and I was like, do you recognize anybody? And he was like, it's me. He was like, how did you do that? I was like, a bit of trickery and some really good investigation. So he's in there, and the book is also dedicated to him at the back as well. So there's so much that's gone on. And weirdly, and I know Billy's not going to mind me telling you this, Billy Tucci, but Billy is a massive Chaplin fan. And to say thank you for just so much that he'd done for my campaign, David actually had an audience with David Robinson online through the British Film Institute. And I actually got, it was an invite-only live stream. So you could ask him questions and whatever. And I actually sent Billy the link, and Billy was there. And it was so cute to see Billy get all like starstruck over this because he absolutely loves this book. This like the book that David's written. And it was so funny to see like he was asking him questions and stuff in the chat. And I was like so happy I was able to do that for somebody. I actually give something back because, you know, I do try to be nice all the time if I can.
Of course. Well, I got to admit, I mean, I'm assuming it's me, but in the thank you section, there is an Andy in there. Is that me?
You. That is you.
I got to be honest. I didn't know that at first. Like I read it because I read all that stuff, and I'm like, is she thanking me?
Yeah,
I'm like,
of course I'm thanking you.
So, that's awesome.
Of course. You're always so approachable. You're always so nice. You've given me so much advice on stuff when I really wasn't sure how to do it. You know, you launched your first crowdfunder about the same time I launched my first crowdfunder. So we both was feeling this baptism of fire at the same time. So, you had got an amazing career in the industry, but I didn't. But we were both coming into new territory where people were like, okay, what's their products? And I always just naturally gravitated towards you, apart from the fact you're a pretty nice guy anyway, you know.
Yeah, I try. Don't tell Dennis. Dennis likes to tell people I'm an a-hole. Hyper says, what? No thank you for Dennis? You know, the funny thing is, I was going to thank Dennis.
I didn't know him on the first one.
He doesn't. He's a Packers fan. He gets no thanks. That obviously means nothing to you, probably being there.
No, you talk English football.
The other football, yes.
Yeah, you talk English football. In fact, weirdly, it makes me laugh. I was watching a live stream by and it just goes to show the power.
Hello.
Just goes to show the power of the internet, right? So I was watching a live stream before I started doing my one with Peter. And it's actually a group of fans that follow the same football team as me. And they've made their own channel, and their channel has exploded. They've got like 3 million subs. And they get about 10,000 people on a live stream. And all they're doing is either talking about how crap the team is or how well that they've played, right? And so I'm watching, and the super chats these guys get, it's like mental the way it goes. They are so big that they are now the official channel for the actual football club, because they've got more subs than the football club's own YouTube channel.
So here's a question for you, living over there. Have you watched the show Ted Lasso?
No.
Ted Lasso is on it's on Apple TV, iPhone.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Yeah. Okay. It's about oh my God! Now, why am I drawing a blank on the actor who stars in it? Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah,
Jason Sudeikis, who's hysterical. He coached football over here, but he got a job over there to coach soccer. Football over there. But it's a comedy with heart, because it definitely has very touching moments in it and stuff. But it's also a comedy. And, he goes over there and he has an assistant coach who's a very, very kind of stern and quiet guy, but he doesn't really know shit about soccer. It's a really good comedy. If I don't know, since I have an iPhone, I was like, oh, well, I have Apple TV. I guess I'll give it a shot. And, it was good. So
no, that's,
curious.
If you want to know
look up the trailer on YouTube. Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. We'll have to look that when I come off it. I think the best thing I could say to you, if you want to get inside the psyche of me when I'm not, I try to be grown up. If you want to actually see what it's like to live in my bubble, if you watch a film called Fever Pitch. Now, not the American version, because I know that there was an American version, but there's a British version of Fever Pitch, which has got Colin Firth in it. And it's about my team, Arsenal Football Club, winning a big trophy in 1988-89. But it's just the fact that the way the supporters talk to each other, right? And it's just the fact of this whole pessimistic attitude, even though you're still there watching it. There's one bit where they score a goal, and then his mate goes, see what wait for it now. They've scored one just to cheer us up. And then his mate goes, what, did you want them to score the second one before they score the first? And it's just, it is a sports fan. It's 100%. And I sit there at football and I watch them with like my mum and dad or whoever. And you can hear these conversations going on. And it's so funny because we put ourselves through this crap once every 2 weeks. Win, lose or draw. We put ourselves through the way this feels only to keep going back all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's the most abusive relationship. Forget men and women and all that stuff. Football is the most abusive relationship we're ever going to
Clint, our buddy Clint here is a Minnesota Vikings fan. He knows exactly how you feel once
American
a week.
Fans know how you feel too. It's a different kind of football, but they punish us for being fans, and we show up each year with a glimmer of hope in our eyes, thinking this year just make a couple of changes.
And
this
I know
guy
Dennis
isn't going to suck this year.
I know Dennis will love this comment. The Cowboy stream only gets 2 subs, me and Jerry Jones. Oh. Jerry Jones is the owner, in case you don't know.
Jerry Jones does not watch that either.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on, Andy, but I got to cut out. I wasn't planning on. But
later,
appreciate the box opening, and great meeting you, Charlie. And have me on again. We can.
Oh, you turned your mic off.
Absolutely.
I was swinging the mic. On there, so.
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
No problem, buddy.
Yeah, later, Clint.
That's
Good
you guys
seeing you
later.
again.
Clint. Oh well, we're gonna wrap it up anyhow. I got to do some work before I pick my kid up from work. So Dennis and I are going to go see Death on the Nile tonight, the movie. So
thank you for Christy.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna go catch that with the
And we cannot show the trailer, Andy. We got striked on our Antlers show because of the trailer.
Oh,
I don't get that. You're advertising these things. They should let you show the trailer on YouTube. It makes no sense. They're not going to make these movies are not going to make any money.
We showed it from YouTube. That's the thing. We shared it from YouTube video.
Is this the one with Gal Gadot in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just, you know what? I mean, in all fairness, that's definitely something that Jan and I will go and see, because I love Agatha Christie and he just likes looking at her. So it's win-win for everybody, really, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the only reason Dennis is going, just because of her. So
he saw, look at Hyper saw it last night, said it was good.
Well, I hope it is. You know, I'm looking forward to it. So, well, cool. Well, we're going to roll out of here. I appreciate everybody watching the unboxing, checking out the metal bookmark that I showed you. Go back First Man now if you haven't already. 64 pages of fun-filled superhero action. You will love it for sure. You can also, of course, back the tier, which gets you there it is, the Black Book 112-page hardcover that shows a retrospective of my career in comics. 31 years this year. Woof! I've been drawing comics for about as long as Charlie's been on this planet, probably. So he's a young one.
When you started drawing comics.
You didn't have to tell me that. That's okay. That's okay. Dennis and I were. I was talking to somebody I did a piece for at a store, a local shop. Guy found out what I did. He commissioned me to do a piece for him for a store. And then I dropped it off and we were talking. And I said, yeah, I've been drawing comics since 1991. And he goes, I was born in 91. And I was like, didn't need to know that either. But
lots of information. That is awesome.
But if it makes you feel any better, Andy, I had the same conversation with David, who I was just talking to you about. And he told me that when I was born, he was 53. So that's even worse.
Yeah.
And, there's always every cloud and everything.
Oh, I'm old. Now I see how it is. Danky says, I look good for his age. I am older than Kelsey, which when I found that out, I was very surprised. So, oh, well. By the way, this is actually one thing I am looking forward to in the movie Hyper brought up. Seeing Russell Brand play a serious role. I'm actually looking forward to that because the first couple of trailers, I didn't even recognize him with the hairstyle and makeup and all that. So, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that.
I love I watch his YouTube channel. He's got some really good insights into things. And considering what I love about him, he used to consider himself very left wing, and now he did a stream recently saying, so what, this now makes me right wing because I don't agree with this stuff. Really, really interesting. Really.
His channel's very cool. He was very left, and he still is, but because he opens things up for debate and wants to view things through everybody's eyes and get everybody's input, suddenly he's a neo-Nazi conservative just because he questions.
Yeah, but before we go, that's the same thing that's happening with Joe Rogan. Yeah. Just because that's the problem. As soon as you want to see, as soon as you want to delve into all sides of something and not just take whatever spoon-fed, like, no, it's this. And if you want to question it, forget it. You can't. Unless you're questioning it in one direction, then you're fine. But if you question it in another direction, forget about it.
Have you heard about this Louis Theroux documentary that's doing the rounds over here? Have you heard about this?
No.
So he's done a documentary called, I think it's called like Strange America or something like that. And he's highlighting the extreme right in America. But what's really interesting is that he actually slips up a couple of times. Like we watched it. he was saying that this extreme right is like born out of the internet and born out of Trumpism. And then in the next breath, he actually said the Republicans, the Republican Party and diehard Trump supporters say that these guys are too extreme for them even to follow. And then he starts talking about like, different aspects of what is considered to be the far right. And they break up their own narrative, because even CG is considered to be not right enough for them, but we're always getting called all these names. And it's just really interesting to watch, because you actually stop and go, no, we are everything we say we are. We are not anything they say we are. And just to break it down is really interesting. If you can find it, watch it, because it's rather telling that the media's just got everything so effed up. It's not even funny, and it just proves everything we've always been saying, that they put these labels on you when they don't actually really know what these labels mean.
Right. Well, they also did one where it was like a quiz. Is this from the Communist Manifesto or is this from the Democratic Charter? And it's great because they say stuff and you're like, wow, that's communist. Oh, that's the Democratic Charter from the Democratic Party. And it keeps going on and on. It is amazing how similar they very much are. It's funny. You can YouTube it, and I know people were you'll find it out there.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Removed.
It's like that. Is it the horseshoe theory? The idea that actually the far right and the far left are exactly the same thing. And they do make a reference to that in the fact that they say that actually the far right, which has nothing to do with Trump and Trump's administration, and Antifa are actually near enough the same party. It's near enough the same ideology. It's just no one wants to say that because it's not cool to say that.
Right.
And
hello, Eric. Yeah, no, it's
two sides of the same coin.
Yeah. All right, guys, everyone, thank you for joining us.
What are we doing tomorrow, Andy, when I come over to your place, besides me cracking the whip and make sure you get some First Man done?
I know. So tomorrow at 5 o'clock on the Dennis and Andy show on that channel, we have Graham Nolan joining the show to talk about Two-Fisted Manly Tales. And I'll be back later in the week. Like I said, I'm going to ink up this Prime drawing that I did a few days ago on the channel. So I'll ink that live. And that's that. So everybody, thanks for joining Charlie Hangout until we're done so we can chat a little bit.
Yeah.
And, we'll catch you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Peace out.
Get your sexy on. I'm bringing sexy back.